some random.
I want to
dude
see a
I've never
Will
seen before.
Smith biopic played by Will Smith, and it's focused on his relationship with Jada.
Yeah,
Will Smith biopic played by August.
He getting cucked out right now.
Ooh, I like that
That's
too.
fucked up, dude.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's too soon, dude.
Take that back.
So, you guys remember recently, there was a Bruce Lee moment in Hollywood where Bruce Lee was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
And now, Ang Lee, famous director who did Crouching Tiger, he's going to make a Bruce Lee biopic.
Oh yeah, that'd be so sick.
You know who's gonna be Bruce Lee though?
Yeah.
Who?
His son.
For real?
Yeah.
He cast his kid.
Whoa.
Does he look like him?
Not Bruce Lee's son, he cast Ang Lee's son.
Is this Bruce Lee the child story?
No, this is Bruce Lee.
Like if Bruce Lee has a 5-year-old for the whole movie?
His son's not that young.
Oh.
It's a biopic.
Do you have a photo of his son?
I do.
He doesn't look like him, but that might make it better.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you do like a Bruce Lee or a Michael Jackson, like two of the most wiggly squigglers in the world, it's
Unique though.
Wiggly squigglers?
It's fucking hard to mimic that kind of movement.
Goolies.
Ironically, though, there's like, they're so signature in their movement that it's mimicked so well across the world.
I've never seen anyone mimic it well.
What about that little
Bruce was
Japanese
different,
kid?
bro. Bruce was different.
That little Japanese kid does.
He's good for a kid.
But like
He's
an
good for a kid.
adult-sized man, I've never seen anyone like move as good.
Well, for sure, nobody can move like Bruce. That's like also what made him what.
But it
he
has to
is.
be close.
Yeah, it's not
That's
even
all we're
close. Like
saying.
when you
It
watch
has
it,
to
you're
be
just like,
close.
oh, this guy's slow.
It has to do with justice. That's all. I think.
Imagine
as a fan,
you have
that's
a
all we
Mike
want.
Tyson biopic, and this guy is not scary. You're like,
Oh yeah, it gotta be intimidating.
Wasn't there a Mike Tyson biopic that came out?
He was scary.
Didn't Bruce, just to carry my game over that I always do, that Bruce Lee wasn't that good. Didn't Bruce not ever compete as a fighter?
Dude, he was undefeated in street fights.
I'm just talking about movement. He's fast as fuck. It's just hard.
He looks like a whip.
It's just hard to get
he
someone to move.
revolutionized martial arts cinema. Okay,
Some say that he made it into kind of a joke, made it a parody.
everyone else did. It wasn't everybody wanting to copy him, and then
It was the derivatives of him, yeah.
Exactly.
Why did you gotta go, "Whoa," and let the enemy know that you're coming?
Because that's how good.
How come you don't like Bruce? He's like part white.
Oh.
He is
married-
actually, yeah.
Actually, I know why Steve doesn't like Bruce Lee. Because Bruce Lee was stealing white women, dude.
Did he marry a white chick?
Linda Lee, bro.
Wait, he's part white?
Yeah, like an eighth or something, or a quarter, or a quarter maybe.
I just knew there's something I liked about the fellow.
He 180s.
No, it's such a good. Oh well then.
To me, it's absurd to you can't. I mean, he's such an icon. Like
The
that.
real
He's the
question
man.
is Ang Lee's son gonna be able to top the Bruce Lee from Shaolin Soccer?
In terms of looks, he's probably the closest.
He's the sickest, the goalie? Come on, man.
So good.
Well, I mean, what would you guys want to see? Because I think honestly, like that scene in Once Upon a Time, I could have followed that character the rest of the movie.
Honestly, he was really good.
He was so good.
He was very good as Bruce. The way he like, I thought so.
I thought he sucked ass.
I thought he was great.
What did you like about it?
I mean, he sucked ass. You wanted him to be faster? Let me guess. You wanted him to be faster.
Yeah, faster.
Because he flew to the car
What
door.
would
I
be?
wanted him to wiggle better.
He was skinnier.
What kind of tone would you want? Like more action Bruce Lee, or more like Joker, where it's dark and that you hear his like inner thoughts? Like what kind of Bruce Lee movie?
I like a more understated Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
I want a Will Ferrell Bruce Lee.
there it is.
That's good.
Like a Leslie Chow Bruce Lee.
Oh, that'd be fire. That'd be really good.
Dude, what would have been great is if they got David Carradine's son to play Bruce Lee. You know how fucked that up. You know how fucked that is, right?
Yes.
Because he was David Carradine is a white actor who was cast in Kung Fu, and it pissed Bruce Lee off to no end.
Because that's supposed to be Bruce Lee's star.
Yeah,
he was supposed to
that'd
be.
be
He was
the
supposed to be the starring actor.
But you know how it came back in the 90s as the Kung Fu legend continues?
Yeah.
And then his son, well, the guy that played his son was like a cop, and then David Carradine was the dad.
Yeah.
I used to watch that series.
I used to watch it too.
I watched it too. I thought he was
For
Asian.
the whole time,
Yeah, me too.
I didn't know that he was he was supposed to be Chinese.
I had no idea.
Oh, you thought he was just mystical white guy?
I just thought it was a white, because at the time there were a lot of white guys doing karate.
Is Raiden not a mystical white guy?
Yeah, he's a mystical white guy.
He white as fuck too.
he is, yeah.
He mostly white.
Yeah. Is Gandalf not a mystical white guy?
There it is.
Yeah. You're right.
He's very mystical. He's probably the most mystical.
I didn't know until later on
Albus
that he was
Dumbledore?
playing a Chinese dude. In
I
Kung
had
Fu
no
the
idea.
Legend Continues. And then later I found out the Kung Fu series. But,
To just back on what you were saying though, I would like an understated and darker tone Bruce Lee biopic.
I love that.
Something more realistic. Huh?
Yeah, just one that doesn't have to talk as much, but it's more like action based and
And does that do like,
Non-verbal.
they'll do that, all of that, or like,
less dialogue. I think.
But like, what's the story? What's the lens of a Bruce Lee story that you would want to watch? Is the main question.
Just the real one. The real shit.
Oh, the actual real life
yeah,
like
the
story.
real shit.
Like him, his like a biopic.
like him being a troublemaker and then finding passion in martial arts?
Yeah, and his struggles in Hollywood.
Low key though, Jason Scott Lee in The Dragon. That movie is pretty fire too.
That movie was sick as fuck.
He was pretty good. As
Dragon's pretty dope.
To me, the most interesting thing about Bruce Lee is that yes, he wasn't a competition fighter, but he was fighting the whole fucking time behind the scenes, and that's the coolest part.
That's the real competition.
Well, he revolutionized the game.
Exactly.
So I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
He's my guy.
Captain Navi,
He's my
yeah.
North Star, you know?
What about so if they do the life story thing, do you want them to put in the truth behind how he died? You know how he like
The cocaine?
Isn't that a mystery still?
kind of. I mean, it's like debatable, but one thing that I don't know if it's true, but like how he was like cheating on his wife at the end.
so he has another kid?
No, like he like when he went into cardiac or whatever, he was like with a mistress at the time.
I thought he was with Chuck Norris the day before working out like a motherfucker, and then the next day he died.
Maybe.
I think he was on the set of Enter the Dragon.
He was at the house of that like one actress,
He was hollering,
but
probably.
then like the wife kind of maintains that he wasn't cheating, so it's kind of like weird.
Just to keep it honorable or whatever?
Yeah, a
legend
little
more.
bit.
We want the truth.
But then yeah, like what do you want in the movie?
And then there was
was
also,
probably
I think
piping,
he was
dog.
dabbling in a bunch of like substances. He was a very experimental guy.
Oh,
So they're saying some of it could have been laced too.
To be fair though, if you're saying Ang Lee's doing it, like I'm not expecting any of that shit.
oh yeah.
I'm like expecting Ang to do an Ang Lee movie.
He's probably gonna Crouching Tiger it.
Yeah.
With Bruce Lee flying in the sky with a fucking dragon and shit.
Which I'm not mad at because that's what Ang does.
Or two gay cowboys.
Yeah, or he might Hulk it.
Hulk it.
Remember Hulk?
Where you do the Hulk?
Aang did Hulk?
into the
He
Hulk.
did the Edward Norton one or the Eric Bana one?
The Bana one.
Oh, that's right. That
What else did
Was it bad? I didn't see that one.
Do you remember it?
I didn't see
Oh, you
it.
didn't see
That was the first one, right?
it's pretty bad.
it. was bad.
Well, it was the technology was not as good.
I
What's
agree.
the last hitter Ang Lee did? The last like
Life
Right,
of
broke
Pi-
back?
Life of Pi, maybe?
Life Pie was huge.
What if he
Life Fight
mixes
was
all
great,
those
but that's the
movies
last
into-
one.
Life of Pi was amazing.
But that's a
Life
long
was
time
great.
ago though.
That was a long time ago.
Are you sure? Maybe there might be another
Hey, you know
one.
what? Ang Lee's versatile.
But he only makes masterpieces though.
That's true.
That's true.
He
Hulk
makes
was-
what he
Hulk
wants
was
to
a
make.
masterpiece.
That's nice.
Dude, talk about Life of Pi and then Crouching Tiger.
Like this motherfucker don't fuck around.
I mean, the whole was fucking around.
Let me see.
He better bring back Mr. Peters, the fucking tiger.
Richard Peters.
Richard Peters.
Richard
Oh,
Parker.
Gemini Man?
Oh, that was terrible.
Uh-oh.
And that's Ang Lee?
Uh-oh, boys.
Not looking good.
That's when Will Smith was like
That's not good.
fighting himself, right? That's what.
You had Will Smith and Ang Lee, and it still sucked.
What about Billy Lynn's long halftime walk? Do you guys remember that one?
Do you know that one?
Yeah, dude. He
made a movie
was a
called German.
blockbuster hitter.
Dude, the idea of Will Smith,
Billy Lynn's.
the idea of selling Will Smith the movie, be like, hey, you're gonna fight your younger self.
He's like, I'm in.
He's like, so
Wait, that
good.
sucked.
Dude.
I think the last couple movies that Will Smith has done, nobody was like, except for King Richard. Like that shit was.
Was that
banging.
good?
I didn't see it, but I heard
see it.
he won a fucking Oscar for it, and he slapped a guy before. You know,
So that's some rando dude.
some random.
I want to
dude I've
see a
never seen
Will
before.
Smith biopic played by Will Smith and it's focused on his relationship with Jada. That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, we already know what that relationship's like.
Yeah.
Will Smith biopic played by August.
He getting cucked out right now.
Oh, I like that
That's
too.
fucked up, dude.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's too soon, dude.
Take that back, man.
So you know that scene of Bruce Lee at Once Upon a Time? That was rooted in how industry people saw Bruce Lee, because my friend's grandpa would he's in that same circle of like Chuck Norris and his brother and all them. So Chuck Norris's brother was an actual fighter. He was a kickboxer, he did all that stuff. And his group was like the guys that basically were at the forefront of martial arts and kickboxing in America.
Chuck was one too, right? He was a real fighter.
Yeah, he's a real fighter too.
Chuck Norris, according to what my friend says, he was the Hollywood guy. The reason why he went toward that way is because he understood it, but like he wasn't much of a real fighter. Like he wasn't like into it like the way that his brother was.
Okay.
So then he was more like the action fighting guy and like on camera, but like he didn't want to compete as hard. And then so he went two different directions, and then so like they hung out in that same circle with Bruce Lee and whatever. And then so Bruce Lee was around kickboxers. Bruce Lee never fought, but he acted like he did. And so that was the inside joke, I guess, of the Once Upon a Time thing, where like he would go up and he would challenge people, and everyone's like, dude, like, they're not gonna take you serious. You're like this short dude, and this guy's like 6 something, and you're just trying to bully him. And then so there were these scenes that were always happening, like on set, where he would like try to bully people, and that's the rumor. And then I think that's so inside baseball that the outside world doesn't fucking know this shit. And then so I've heard it from rumors of people that were in like that scene, or like they had a close proximity to it.
Because all the stories that we hear a lot of the times are like from the followers of Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee himself. So if we want to be objective with it, we don't know how truthful.
Quentin
some of these stories
Tarantino
are.
said in an interview that he wrote that scene based off of a book that was written by another person about Bruce Lee.
See, there's a lot of weird
then,
stuff that you're.
And then the guy who wrote the book said, "You misunderstood what I wrote."
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like, ah, shit.
Because everyone was pissed that everyone was mad that Quentin Tarantino wrote him that way.
Yeah.
But Quentin Tarantino's like, no, like I got it from, this is my source. There's like an interview where he really cites it.
That's not
Yeah, and then the writer's like, that's not what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the writer was
You
like,
know what the writer
condemned
was saying?
his. I don't know, but it wasn't like he said. I didn't mean it like that. Like it wasn't that way. Yeah.
He's like, I meant he got his ass beat way harder. Than
He threw it through the windshield.
He cleaned his fucking car, and the car was brown, by the way.
But then that might have just been the only. Maybe like there's a lot of sources like that, but they probably don't want to be named. They don't want to be like the person.
He is someone that's hard to diss because amongst even real fighters, he's considered the father of MMA.
Yeah.
Like even Dana White said it himself. So it's like if you shit on someone like that, it's like you're pissing off
Yeah, everybody.
everybody.
And he's so iconic, man.
Yeah.
Like, he elevated that martial arts cinema to a whole nother level. And then obviously Jackie and Sammo and all those guys to go to the next top.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the Hulk.